All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Monday afternoon. God bless everyone. In the name of Jesus, Yeshua the Messiah. We are live. You can see we got the weighted vest on today, y'all. We got the dang weighted vest on today. All right. And Bitcoin is in straight up Chop City. Straight up Chop City. Guys, make sure to smash the dang likes. You know, make sure to smash up the dang likes, guys. FOMO to the dang like button. Make sure to share the stream on Twitter and all this stuff. I think, what do we have today? I think we have a super chat goal. I mean, I don't know actually if we have super chat goals or not in here, but it was a new option I saw. And what did it say? If we can get how many super chats in 45 minutes, we'll do a $500 giveaway. Why not? It could be a 99-cent super chat. All right, so let's see what happens, guys. I just took a little bit of a short scalp here. You can see I've just taken a bit of a short scalp on Bitcoin. The reason being, guys, is simply because we came up to the naked monthly point of control here. I'm not expecting the biggest move to the downside right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't come down to like 63,520. Right? I wouldn't be surprised if we don't come down to 63,520. Let's go ahead and set a little bit of an alert at 63,520. All right. Let's see. You know, not the worst move in the world, not the best move in the world. But yeah, guys. And another thing, make sure to follow me on Twitter. All right? Big shout out to everyone in here. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. Make sure to share the stream on Twitter. I mean, who wouldn't want to follow me on Twitter? Your strongest desire should be know your own soul. That's literally the gayest thing I've ever read in my life. Honestly, is Jason Casper gay? I don't know. I'll have to ask him. But here's the thing. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, because you don't want to miss this juicy goodness over on Twitter. Oh man, what a crazy day it is in the crypto space. What a crazy day it is in the crypto space, man. We are in straight Chop City. We got to give a big shout to everybody in the house. All right. First of all, a big shout out to the Null Paradox. Shout out to Ali Gaming Tube HD. Shout out to Johnny. He wants to know, is Jason Casper bald? Is Jason Casper bald? You tell me. All right. You tell me. Is Jason Casper bald? You tell me. How's the hair? How does the hairline honestly look? All right, in all seriousness. Now, yes, I cut my own hair. Okay? And I was just telling my wife the other night, you know what? I should probably get a real haircut. Once every 3 years or so, I get a professional haircut to fix the damage I do. It takes 3 years to do damage. But what do you think? How's the hair? Wait, hang on. Now, how's the hair? Pretty cool, right? Pretty dang cool. Pretty dang cool. Yeah, let's see here. Let's pop onto the Bitcoin chart and let's see what's happened. Let's see. Let's go ahead and pull a fib, low to high. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. We're at the golden pocket. Yeah, we're at the golden pocket. Good place for a quick TP if you're taking a little bit of a scalp trade here. You know, a little bit of a scalp trade. Not the worst place to take a TP. Honestly. You know what I'm saying? Could we come down lower? Yeah, we could. We could. Not the worst place for a quick TP. You know? Not the worst place for a quick TP. Alrighty. Alright. Man, let's keep shouting out the dang chat here, as they're starting to get a little bit of a bounce from this level. How much do we have on the trade here? Let's see. We have about $276,000 on the position. All right. We got about 276K on the trade, baby. All right. So let's see. Big shout to Max Ross. Did I go to Turkey for my hair transplant? No, I don't go to Turkey. Shout out to Shrimplet TV. Now show the balls. They probably have more hair. Well, this is a family-friendly channel, my friend. And, whoa, what did I just do? I just erased myself from the screen. This is a family-friendly channel, my friend. So, yeah, I can't show that. I apologize. I do apologize. Let me shrink this back up here. Gotta shrink wrap this screen here, man. What a weird... I'm gonna be honest. This is a very weird intro to my stream so far. Shout out to Marju3384. Shout out to Zenad T. He says, Jesus has a God. Can God have another God? Well, here's the thing. Jesus, as a man, had a God, even though he is God. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. He became a human. And as the role of a human, he has a God. Absolutely, 100%. That's a good question. Shout out to World Siu. He says Shiba. Shout out to Baha. Maybe when you have 40, you will lose your hair. When I have 40 what? Bitcoins? Shout out to PrimeVibs3. Shout out to Adam Thomas. Shout out to Senor. Is the hair getting a little thin? Okay. Alright, but Elite Gaming says I'm good. He says I'm good. The Real King Solomon says go to a barber. Alright. Man, some of these comments are a little inappropriate. Jay Casper looking like a white 50 Cent with the vest on. That's kind of what I feel like, a white 50 Cent, honestly. When I put on this Casper crew hat, I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, is that 50 Cent? Then I turned on the light and I said, nah. But with the lights off, it kind of looked like it when I looked at that silhouette. You know what I'm saying? We got a 1 hour bear div. Absolutely. Trembler 707. Absolutely. Absolutely 100%. You took 15,000 steps today on the treadmill. Feeling great. That's amazing. One of the best ways to feel great... I got a bug bite on my shoulder, man. One of the best ways to feel great is to increase your step count. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jesse Gillick in the chat. What's going on, bro? God bless you. Let's all have a big portion of fries. What did you see at 64 to enter a trade? Well, I saw that we hit into a naked point of control as I was beginning the stream. We have some low time frame bearish divergence. So, money flow coming down on the one. And this was a trade setup that I had been planning for in the Casper Crew VIP Discord this morning, right? So I was planning for the short here. This is a pretty key level, guys. Actually, let's talk about what's happening now. This is a good segue into the dang Chiznart. There's a good segue into the Chiznarts. All right, so let's go ahead and clear off everything here. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look at what's going on here. First of all, it's a brand new month, guys. All right, happy August. Happy Augusto. We are closer to the Bitcoin bottom than we were last month, guys. All right, once this monthly prints the green dot, historically, that means that the low is in. All right, historically, that's what it means. It means that the low is in. However, we're still obviously a few months away from that, and the predicted bottom is going to happen here. Doesn't mean we're guaranteed it, but it's probably going to happen in the middle of October. All right, so we're very close. Very close. Now, when we go to the weekly time frame, this is where things start to get a little bit interesting, because we had printed a green dot down here. This morning, we were printing a red dot, but so far, this weekly candle is looking pretty dang bullish. All right, it's looking pretty dang bullish here on the weekly time frame. Man, I have a bug bite on my shoulder. Itches so bad. All right, now on the daily time frame, look at this. Money flow increasing, right? Green dot about to print, right? And bullish divergence printed at the bottom. This next daily green dot does have the potential, guys, to give us a pretty juicy squeeze to the upside. All right, absolutely does. But this is the context where we're in. We have very bottom-y looking signals on our monthly, our weekly, and our daily. And here's where we're at. If we go ahead and we pull the volume across this entire range, going all the way back to February, you can see that we are back testing bearishly right now the POC of the whole range. Okay, back testing bearishly the POC of the entire range. What does this mean? Well, honestly, guys, here's what it looks like. If we can get this greened out printing, this money flow to me does look pretty dang bullish. I would not be surprised if we don't get a move back up to around 68K. This here, to me, looks very squeezable. Now, let me just be very clear. I am not bullish or bearish right now. I am extremely neutral. Before I go into any analysis, let me just tell you where my mind is. I am extremely neutral. We are at as fair price as fair price can be. This has been the fair price of Bitcoin since the entire beginning of 2026. All right, since the entire beginning of 2026, this has been the fair price of Bitcoin where we are currently at right now. So to me, that has to keep me quite neutral. But I have to recognize the fact that as we are consolidating here, when we break this tight chop, we're going to have significant follow through. So pretty much what I'm looking at now is different targets that we could have to the upside or to the downside. And if I see a trade in the meantime to get into, I'll take the trade and hold a bit as a runner. Okay, I'm short right now. I've taken a quick take profit on the trade, right? Locked in a little bit of a win. But the thing is, I do plan to hold the rest of this trade until potentially zero. All right, same with the long. I'm in a long right now from 57-ish, whatever K, 59 or whatever I'm in at 58.4. All right, I've already guaranteed $20,000, but I'm ready to hold this thing to 200,000, 50 billion, quadrillion, 100 point dollars. Okay, all right. So let me just say that before I get into the analysis. If we are going to start closing the daily candle now above $64,000, why do I think this could be a very bullish thing and take us up to 68? It's simply because the oscillator is about to print a bullish continuation signal. All right, when you have a bullish divergence at a major support, let's not forget the importance of our support right now. We'll go to the 6-day, we'll pull the fib from the low to the high, and we are bouncing from the macro 618. And so this is a very high time frame major support. We have come into this support with a very nice looking bullish divergence, right? We got ourselves a juicy cheek on the left, a skinny cheek on the right. When you have a divergence like this, the next trigger wave that you print on the oscillator, especially after a money flow cross, this gives you a very powerful continuation of the trend, right? So we would expect that when this green dot prints here, we would make a higher high. That higher high is going to take us above 67.2. All right. Now, in addition to this, when I look and I see this, all right, this to me looks very squeezable. All right. This looks very squeezable. We are consolidating, forming a bullish falling wedge at the POC as the daily time frame is about to print a bottom. That's bullish, man. I'm sorry. That's pretty dang bullish. All right. Also, we take a look at the 4-hour time frame, and things are looking pretty bullish here as well. Look at the 4-hour time frame right now. Now, I know this only happened on Bybit. It didn't happen on other exchanges, but it could easily happen on other exchanges, even if we come back for the low again. But on Bybit, we actually already took out this weekend low, and we're seeing bullish divergence on the 4-hour time frame. We're seeing multiple drive of bullish divergence on the 4-hour. Right? Yes, our target was down to $60,000. But we're already seeing like really bullish divergences form here. Okay, so we had 1, 2, 3 drive of bullish div on the 4-hour. Again, because of all this bullishness, if we're going to reclaim the POC plus this trend line, it would just make the most sense that we break out of this wedge and we hit our target. The technical target of the falling wedge is going to be this 67.5-ish, $68,000 level, right? Just to the top of the range, right? We're trading a sideways range. Our clearly defined high is right here. Our clearly defined low is right here, okay? Our clearly defined high is right here. Our clearly defined low is right here. And so if we come down to the low, we took the low. Now we would expect we make our way back up to the high, to take the high, all right? Now, if we do reject from here, because there's a chance we reject, right? I've taken a little bit of a short here. I'm not expecting very much, okay? If I get stopped out of this trade right here, I'm risking what? 400 bucks. I'm risking 500 bucks. I'm going to end up with a small profit. All right, I've realized on this thing about 1,200 bucks. I'm going to get out of here with an $800 profit. Worst case scenario, not a big deal, right? But here's the thing. If we reject from here, then I'd say the highest probability is that we come down to the value area low of this macro range around 60. Let's call it, you know, it's a zone because we have many zones of support here, right? I would say 59K up to around 61K. This is where we would look for another long trade. Why would I look for another long trade if we come down here? First of all, let's bear in mind, if we do reject from this POC after holding above like this, right? Keep in mind, we've come up and now we're forming this pattern. It's just the highest probability that if we're going to reject from here now, that we're going to come and take all these lows, right? So if we're coming back down to this area, the reason why I would get bullish and still look for a long trade is the same reason why I look for higher from this area, right? When we're looking at the chart on the high time frames, it really doesn't change. Even if we drop down to here, every single point of data that I've given is still the same. What are those points of data? Well, number one, bullish divergence at the macro golden pocket, right? Number two, a bullish trigger wave with a money flow cross. Let's say we do drop down here this week. All right, guess what? We're still going to have bullish continuation. We're still going to have a bullish money flow. And we're probably going to have bullish divergences on lower time frames as well, right? And then in this instance, what would we have? Well, we would have a shoulder, a head right here, and we would have a shoulder. And then that would give us our higher low. And then, yeah, we could shoot for our higher high up around here. And in this instance, this would be the next place to really look for that short trade to come down for our low. Now, again, our low is probably going to be coming in around October, right? So we have plenty of time. This is the daily time frame here. So bear in mind, I know when I'm drawing, I'm not drawing to scale, but we're talking like, you know, 60 days, 2 months or so, right? So we have plenty of time. In 60 days, absolutely, we could see a move to here. We could see a move up to here. And then we could see a drop down even lower. And then we could bottom out. Like, that is not too crazy. That is not too crazy, right? Every time I talk about this range, I get the weirdest comments of people saying, not until October, Jason. When I'm talking about the Bitcoin price pumping here, they're like, not until October, Jason. Guys, I'm not talking about the bear market being over. I'm not talking about the bottom for Bitcoin, right? I'm talking about the near-term price action as we're leading up to October. Now, could the bottom be in here? Yeah, absolutely. Why could the bottom be in? The reason the bottom could be in is because on our weekly time frame, even on our 2-week time frame, we have confirmed bullish divergence. All right? We have not had confirmed bullish divergence on our 2-week time frame since the bottom. All right, over here right now we have confirmed. All right, this is not just printing anymore. This is confirmed. We are here. And if we're gonna compare the market cipher B to last time, we are here. All right, so we're in that range right now. If we're gonna look at like what the chart looked like last exact bottom, the bottom had been in already, November 2022, and then the next month in December we make a higher low, and then that's it. Okay. So right now, the bottom, if things are going to play out like this with the 2-week bullish dip, the bottom is in already in June, and now we make a higher low. We make a higher low somewhere in here, and then boom, we're out, right? It's very possible. It's very possible. Now, the reason why I don't think it's super possible is because, again, we want to respect the time frame. Now, again, typically, we're looking at 360 days, 365 days until that bottom comes in. So you look historically as the Bitcoin price. All right. Yeah, it looks like this short trade I might not make it. All right, we might get stopped out for an $800 profit. So, you know, typically speaking, all right, every single time it takes at least a year for the bottom to be in. And of course, we really start to see this the last 2 cycles where really at 365 days is about the exact bottom. You know, in 2014, we did come a little bit lower after that. But in general, that low was in. So this is why we're looking at October, okay? It's the 4-year cycle. You know, you got to be on a 4-year cycle. All right, you blast gear hard for 4 years, a 4-year cycle. And then you just rip yourself off it. No post-cycle therapy. Zero. All right? No aromatase inhibitors. All right, you just blast yourself full of excess testosterone and random exogenous compounds for 4 years straight, as hard as possible. And then you just stop everything cold turkey. That's the Bitcoin cycle, every single time. The 4-year. Trump is signing some executive orders. Huge! Shout out to our super chat. Who said, from James, who says, is order flow for crypto very valuable to learn? It's valuable to learn, absolutely. I mean, it tells you what's happening in the market, right? It tells you exactly what is happening live. There's no guessing, there's no questioning. Do I use it often to take trades? I personally don't use it very often. Do I like to have it? Yes, I absolutely do. Does it give me extra confluence if I'm looking for a specific type of trade setup? Yes. Here's the thing. There is so much you can do on Market Monkey. It goes way beyond even what I know, right? There's so much you could do here. There's so many things you could look at here. It is important to know. But here's something I would tell every single trader, okay? When it comes to trading, what you need to do first is instead of trying to learn a whole bunch of stuff in the beginning, what you need to do is learn something very, very simple. Like, I cannot stress enough how important it is to just start with the most basic support and resistance and looking for some little thing to either tell you to pull the trigger or not to pull the trigger, and then learning risk management. All right, if you learn just some basic analysis and apply risk management with the most basic strategy, you are going to be much better off than people who are looking for that secret thing that's going to make them profitable, because there is no secret thing to make you profitable. There's no indicator, there's no order flow, there's nothing. What it is having a risk management strategy in place and knowing some basic analysis so you understand, okay, this is a resistance, this is a place to look for a short trade. I know how much I'm risking, I know how much I'm trying to get, right? And once you have that very basic, stupidly simple strategy with the risk management, then you build on top of it. Then you go deeper and you learn more, you use more tools, and then you're stacking your new skills on top of the very basic foundation. All right? You got to stack the new skills on top of your basic, stupidly simple foundation. If you're chasing that one thing that's going to change your trading, you're in a losing battle. You're never going to find that. All right? You're never going to find that. I promise you. I promise you. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, it's good to know order flow, for sure. All right? Shout out to James Still again for another super chat. Don't I usually TP? I usually do, but when I took this trade, I told the crew that I'm looking for a very quick take profit. All right? I said I'm looking for a super quick take profit. So, let's see. Yeah, let's pop on the good old Casper Crew VIP Discord at jasoncaspertrading.com to join the best trading community in the world. All right. But you can see here, when I took the trade, I said I've taken a quick scalp from here looking for a fast take profit. And then at the golden pocket, that's when I said, time to hit that TP. And, actually, that golden pocket just so happened to be, the exact bottom so far. Doesn't mean we can't come lower, but if we're looking for a scalp trade, look at this. Yeah, so from that golden pocket was right here. This is where I said, time for the TP, all right? And so, yeah, I was looking for a fast TP. I was looking for a quick scalp. Nothing more, nothing less. A quick scalp, fast TP, all right? In and out, real fast, all right? And that's exactly what we done did, all right? That's exactly what we done did, All right, now guys, a quick reminder, BitBase is giving away $500 a week. All you got to do is sign up using my link. You get VIP level 7 fees, plus you get a chance to win $500 every single week. Guys, I also have to remind you that BLOFIN is giving away $2,000 every single week. All you have to do is sign up using my link, join my free Discord, and once you're in the free Discord, you can figure out how you can enter a raffle every single week to win a prize of $2,000. So every single week, we're giving away $2,500. If you're in my VIP Discord, obviously we're giving away way more in there. But, you know, I got to give a shout today to the winners of the BLOFIN challenge. Let's see. Yeah, the BLOFIN challenge. Let's see. Let's highlight our winners. The $2,000 BLOFIN giveaway. Yeah. Who are our winners? Oh, this is the new one. It ends in 7 days. Yeah, so now, guys, join now. You can enter this raffle for the $2,000 BLOFIN giveaway. This morning, Archer Lane, this was actually last time. When was this? I don't know. Anyway, we're giving away $2,000 a week, courtesy of BLOFIN. All right, make sure to check it out. Make sure to check it out. All right. Check it out. Check it out. If you're interested. If you're not, it's okay. Shout out to Crypto Crank in the house. What's going on, Crypto Crank? Did you take a scalp from here? I took a little scalp from here, Crypto Crank. I took a little scalp from here over on BitBase. Already locked in $1,000, so let's see what happens. You know, I took a scalp over on BitBase. You know, just trying to lock in some profits. What am I wearing, Thor? A bulletproof vest? You LARPing going to war with the charts? Yes! Yes, it's a mindset thing. It's a mindset thing, Thor. How much is my win rate? Very low. Fame loops, it's low. All right, I multiple times on here have chat GPT'd my trades, my win rate. We've gone over it all. In fact, this account here, I mean, I've only been trading this account for about a month. All right, so let's see. Taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 trades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losses. 50% win rate. Okay, 50% win rate. I'm up about 50K on the dang month. All right. You guys have literally seen me do my entire win rate going all the way back to March on every trade I've taken on ANTARCTIC exchange, and my win rate is what? Less than 50%. Yet I'm up 6 figures. So my win rate is low. All right, my win rate is low. But here's the thing. That's because of my trading strategy. All right, it's because of my trading strategy. I can be profitable with a low win rate. It's because of the risk management. It's because of the invalidations. It's because you're setting yourself up to make more money than you're losing over time. All right. Freestyle. Yeah, you're right. This is the freestyle beat. You know. Yeah. All right, Crypto Crank says we're dumping, baby. Are we shorting? I'm shorting. I'm short right now. I'm in a little bit of a short. Okay, like a little bit of a short. Well, actually, that's not true. I have about $475,000 on short trades right now. All right, that's it. That's about it. Okay, about $475,000 on short trades right now. When you're getting income from YouTube and referral links and paid discourse, it takes a lot of psychological pressure. Absolutely, 100%. There, you know, yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, having a business takes a lot of the pressure off of trading. I always say this, and it's very difficult for people to get to this place. But if you cannot care at all about the money, that's when the money just starts to come with your trading, because it takes away the psychological element of feeling like you need to earn the money, right? It allows you to stick to the plan better, right? Yeah, that's 100% true. This is why I always am a huge proponent of starting some kind of a business trading is one aspect of being self-sufficient for me, right? I'm about a well-rounded self-sufficiency lifestyle, all right? I'm a homesteader. I grow my own food. I raise my own animals. I literally live off-grid right now. This stream is 100% solar-powered, all right? This stream right now is solar-powered. All right, the sun's behind a cloud, which means the Tesla walls over here in my garage are powering this live stream. Okay, I'm off-grid. I'm not in the water grid. I'm not in the electric grid, all right? For me, the three pillars of self-sufficiency is number one, all right? Start businesses. Like, businesses are assets. People don't realize this. A business is a literal asset, all right? It's something that generates cash flow. It's something that generates income. Then you take that income and you do two things with it. You build infrastructure, right? So you can produce your own assets, your own food, your own water, your own electricity, right? And then the final layer of that, in my opinion, is investing, right? I don't look at trading as like my ticket out of the system. I look at trading as an addition because I'm out of the system, right? But that's just my own personal view. You know what I'm saying? Are 4-year cycles subjective? Yes, everything's subjective, Jay Gilby. Everything is absolutely subjective, right? Nothing can be known for certain. Again, this is why it all goes back to the risk management and the most, and just having some kind of a strategy. Whenever you make a trade, whenever you have a bias, whenever you invest in anything, you have to do it as if your thesis is right. Even though there's a chance your thesis is wrong. You're taking on that risk, right? And so this is why every single trade you take, every single move you make, every cake you bake, every step you take, you have to have the plan for what to do if it goes in your favor, what to do if it goes against your favor. And by doing that, you're capping the risk, you're increasing the reward, you're making sure you're not taking yourself out of the game in one stupid decision. And over time, doing it that way is going to allow you to make profits slowly and steadily. All right, slowly and steadily wins the race. All right. Yeah, I do sell chicken milk on the black market, and let me tell you, it's hard to milk the hens. All right, it is hard to milk those hens, baby. All right, count the henny. Count Fenny is short. Okay, cool. Me too. I'm in a little short here. Let's see what happens. Am I not afraid we get a 5-second 66K candle and your stop loss gets hit? I'm not afraid. It might happen, but I'm not afraid. All right? I'm not afraid. Is it a bulletproof vest? I guess there's only one way to really find out, and I'm not trying to find out. All right? Is there a specific reason for the fast TP? Yeah, there's a specific reason for the fast TP. All right? If we break this level, boom, we're going straight up to $65,000, all right? And when I look at the 12-minute time frame here on Market Cipher B, all right, to be blunt, we just got a money flow cross. All right, the 12-minute money flow cross after a 12-minute bullish divergence is a powerful thing. I don't want to be shorting a 12-minute money flow cross. Why did I short this? Well, look at the 1 minute, guys. The 1 minute money flow at the moment of the trade was crossing from the blue into the perp, telling me we have a good scalp on our hands for a fast TP. All right, the 5-second money flow, 5-second strategy gave the signal. All right, divergence, money flow coming out here. All right, telling me we have a quick scalp. All right, the 6 minute here, the money flow's getting thicker here. All right, money flow's getting thicker. For me, this is fast scalp signal. All right. Could we drop lower? Yeah. So look, I take a partial. I let the rest ride, man. I take a partial. I let the rest ride. What about crystals and tarot cards? I wouldn't do that stuff. You know what? That would open up doorways to demonic influences in your life that will mess with you. You don't want to do that. And if you do that, I would repent of it and I would renounce it in Jesus' name. Honestly. I would repent of that and I would renounce it. And ask the Lord to break any kind of doorway that you may have opened for the demonic forces to influence you or to mess with your life, right? Break that. You got to break that. It's some spiritual warfare. Slowly is the fastest way to get to your destination. Amen, Trader Geo. We know, bro. We know, man. Yeah. And sometimes it happens quick with those big trades, but you gotta be careful with those big trades because they mess with your mind sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we got the vest on today, guys. Look, I'm trying to get back into the weighted vest mindset. You know what I'm saying? 7-figure positions, weighted vest, Casper crew hat. You know, underneath this, I got my Market Cipher shirt on. You know what I'm saying? Where do I live? I live off grid. You know what I'm saying? Do the Tesla batteries emit radiation? Probably, bro. Probably. You know what? Probably. My poll's confusing. I know. That's a little bit on purpose. It's kind of like a joke. Yeah, probably they emit radiation. Everything emits radiation. You know what I'm saying? I've got Wi-Fi in the house. Radiation. I've got cell phones in the house. Radiation. I've got LED lights in the house because they use less electricity. Radiation. You can't even go outside, honestly, without the satellites beaming down radiation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course they probably give radiation. Everything gives radiation these days. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta pick your battles. And for me, honestly, I'd rather live off grid, nice and comfortably here with some radiation than really rough it out here with no radiation. You know, risk versus reward. For me, I'll just be honest. You know, I tried to toughen myself up, but there was, you know, when me and my wife first got married, we were in the mentality, you know, we didn't use air conditioning in the summertime, and a lot of times we don't now even, but we do have it in parts of our house, right? But you know, we're trying to build up our toughness. But the thing is, sadly, I didn't grow up Amish. I wish I did. I wish I grew up Amish. But I don't really have those kind of life skills. So for me, you know what? I have a little of some modern conveniences with the radiation, so I can trade Bitcoin on the treadmill. You know what I'm saying? How do I deal with the Christian non-gambling sin with your trading? I have stress dealing it. Non-gambling sin? I don't know. Is gambling a sin? I don't know. Can you show me a Bible verse that says gambling's a sin? If you can, I'll stop trading right now. But here's another thing. What I'm doing is not gambling, right? There's a big difference between trading and gambling. There's a huge difference between trading and gambling. Do you know what I mean? If you are gambling, that could be a sin because you're not being a good steward. You're not taking care of your family. You're throwing away money that should be used to support you and your family, okay? But what I'm doing is not gambling, okay? What I'm doing is definitely not gambling, all right? This is a business, all right? Trading is a business if you're doing it properly, right? So that's my view on it, all right? But you know what? The Bible actually does say something about investing. All right? Let's see. The parable of the 10 virgins. Right? The parable of the 10 virgins. Right? This is where it's a parable to tell you that if God gives you something, you have to use it for Him. Right? And don't keep it to yourself. Right? So in the instance of the person who received 1 talent, he buried it in the ground. He didn't do anything with it. And God got mad at him and said, you should have invested my money. That way I would have received interest. Right? So in this parable, which is a parable, right? The Lord is saying, you know what? I gave you this money. You should have at least invested it, so that I would have had a little something extra when I came back. So maybe trading is biblical. You know what I'm saying? Maybe trading is biblical. I don't know. You know? I'm a well-paid decision maker and a professional loser. That's what trading is. Yeah, I guess that's true. I do consider myself that, honestly. I am nothing but a burnout. Like, in reality, I mean, I sowed the seeds of being a burnout, but the Lord has been very merciful and gracious unto me. You know what I'm saying? You know? Yeah, trading's biblical. You heard it here first. The truth is, we are the Anunnaki. Nah, we're not the Anunnaki, silly goose. Well, maybe you are. I'm not. Okay. Do I have videos on risk management? Absolutely. You know? Absolutely, I got videos on risk management. In fact, you know, let's take a look at the Jason Casper YouTube channel real quick, all right? Go to the Jason Casper YouTube channel. Go to playlists. All right, go to playlists and go to the Jason Casper free trading course. Go to session number 2. How to use risk management to be profitable. In fact, check out this 18-part free trading course. Absolutely free. Free 99. Where myself, Jason Casper. I mean, how would you not trust this guy right here? Look at that. This is the most trustworthy look I've ever seen in my life. My goodness. Oh, it's weird. Yeah, and I do have the course. I do have the order flow one too. If you want to learn order flow, you can learn it from me. Yours truly. All right, who wouldn't trust this guy? Who wouldn't trust this guy? You know what I'm saying? All right, let's see. Crypto Crank, are you still short, man? Are you still short? Do I prefer going short or long? I don't know. It really depends. I can't know. You know? I can't know. I can't give an answer. Am I a flat earther? I don't know. I don't know. When was my first big win that changed everything? It's hard to say that, Mr. Jinx, because honestly, well, I'd have to say my first actual big win in crypto that changed everything had nothing to do with leverage trading. It had to do with buying Bitcoin on spot in 2016, where, you know, I turned tens of thousands into hundreds of thousands, all right? That was life-changing because I was able to buy this off-grid homestead. That was life-changing, all right? After that, there has never been a big win that was life-changing. But I would say this. So the last bear bull cycle, so from 2021 until 2025, I was really locked in during that time. And during that time, there's not one single trade I took. There's not one single investment I made. But from my spot and my leverage trading, I was able to make a lot of money. All right. So, and it's life-changing in a sense that if let's just say, for example, okay, the economy doesn't crash and the dollar doesn't die and there's not a war or something, which all these things could very, you know, as long as the fecal matter doesn't come into contact with the revolving apparatus and things go on with some sort of normal, you know, society like they've been for the past 30 years of my life, then technically I don't have to work ever again, right? Technically, like to support my family, I mean, right? I'm retired, you could say, okay? I could retire, all right? I don't have to have a job ever, all right? Now, I say that understanding that life is very unpredictable and anything could happen and nothing's secure, right? So it's not like I'm living with the mindset that I'm retired and I'm going to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? But that's life-changing in the sense that, you know, if, for example, I ever wanted to just disappear and, you know, go live somewhere totally random and have no cell phone, I could, right? I could. For now. Tartaria. We're talking about flat Earth. We're talking about Tartaria. This is the month we're supposed to lose gravity. Meltology and Tartaria. Yeah, like the whole Earth melted. You know, this guy's some crazy theories. You know, the Satan's little season theory. You know, some different eschatological views and a whole bunch of crazy stuff, man. If you go long and short, you can't lose. You know what? Shout out to Bon Voyage. God bless you. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to Steak Sauce. What's with all the props? Plunger, chicken glasses, pirate wig hat. You know what? I haven't used props in a while, but I do have the plunger still. But I got a little hungry. With the plunger. You know what I mean? Ain't no money like short money. Gravity is a myth. Maybe it's just density and buoyancy, right? Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe the whole universe is electromagnetic. I don't know. You know, I'm not a scientist. You know? I'm not a scientist. Oh, yeah, okay, it's magnetism. This guy, Johnny, he says, you know what? The big G. It's really just electromagnetism. You know, everything else is electromagnetic. We are. You know what I'm saying? But... yeah, I know, right, senor? But look, it's the chat provokes me to these topics, bro. I wouldn't be talking about the flat Earth and Tartaria and eschatology, but the chat's bringing it up. I'm trying to keep it on crypto, man. You know, I'm trying to keep it on crypto. How do you calculate a stop loss? Very simple, all right? Mindset Titan, very simple. Here's what you do. Actually, there might even be a free tool for it. Let me see if like this might actually even calculate it for you. If you double click this tool, let's say you want to risk 1%. Yeah, this will probably tell it for you if you're going by lot size, and I don't know how to calculate that into dollar size, or I don't know what that means. Here's the formula. All right, check out the free course and go to session number 2. All right, but the formula basically is the amount risked divided by your stop loss percent. All right, so the actual formula is going to be the amount of dollars that you're risking, and you're going to divide that by your percent stop loss. All right, so if you have $100 in your account and you want to risk 1%, you're going to do $1. That's how much you want to risk. You're going to divide that by, let's say you have a 1% stop loss, right? We're going to keep this as simple as possible, all right? That what you're going to do is you're going to divide 1 by 0.01. All right, so 1 divided by 0.01, that's going to give you 100, right? Divided by 0.01 equals 100, and that's the amount of dollars you put on your trade, all right? Now, if you want to have let's say a 3% stop loss, right? Now, you do 1 divided by 0.03, and now you have $33.33 that you're putting on the trade, right? I guess you asked me how to calculate a stop loss. This is how you calculate a position size based on your stop loss. The way you calculate a stop loss is basically you're just saying where should the stop loss be, right? So for example, this trade I'm in now, where should the stop loss be? The stop loss should be above the high, right? The stop loss should be above the high, okay? So in this instance, we have a 0.02% stop loss, right? So if you have $100 in your account, $100 divided by 0.002, that means you could put basically $50,000 on the trade and be risking your $100. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? So, I'm sorry. No, not $50,000. 1 divided by 0.002. $500. There you go. You can put $500 on the trade if you're trading with $100. We're trading with $100. We're not risking $100. I did the formula for if I was risking $100. That'd be if you were risking your whole account and you put 50 grand on the trade. Whoops. No. So you have, that's how you calculate your stop loss. You just say, where should it go? Where are you wrong? Like, if this is really a rejection from the naked monthly point of control, where am I wrong? I'm wrong if we make a higher high. And we might come up to 64K and reject. That's fine. All right, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, we got some crazy stuff in the chat. Do gays go to heaven? That's some crazy stuff in the chat. Look, sinners don't go to heaven no matter what. If you're gay or straight, all right? But here's the gospel. Here's what the good news is, all right? Man is separated from God because of sin, but God, desiring relationship and restoration, God himself became flesh. God entered into his own creation. He was born through a virgin woman. He lived a sinless life. He died on the cross. His perfect life, his death paid for the sin that humanity committed. So God can justly forgive humanity for the sins that we have committed. He didn't stay dead. 3 days later, he rose from the dead as a representative of humanity. He ascended to the right hand of the Father as a representative of humanity. And so now he promises, if we put our faith in him and what he did, paying for our sin, and as our representative, being reunited to God, if we repent, which means we purpose in our heart and we purpose in our mind, right now, the behaviors that I'm doing are leading to my destruction. I don't desire to do these anymore. I desire to walk in God's ways. He promises to fill you with his Holy Spirit and cause you to become a born-again new creation, all right? A fundamentally new creation with a new birth, a new spiritual birth, where you're no longer on the trajectory to destruction, but you are on the trajectory to eternal life, where you get to exist in the state that God originally created humanity to live in, without death, without separation, without broken relationships, perfect unity with God. And so as a born-again new creation, it doesn't matter what things you have struggled with in the past, doesn't matter what things you struggle with now. If you're truly a born-again new creation, you are being changed, and there will be evidence of that change in your life. And so, yeah, if you were gay and now you're a born-again new creation, guess what? You're going to heaven. And if you were straight and now you're a born-again new creation, guess what? You go to heaven. If you're straight and you're not a born-again new creation, sorry. Right? And if you're gay and you're not a born-again new creation, I'm sorry. According to Scripture, you're headed for destruction. You need to be born again. That's the only hope for humanity, period. Right? That's the only hope for humanity. There's the human condition is that life is short, hard, full of pain, and then it's over. But God created humanity with eternity written on our hearts. We know that there's more than this. But the only way to actually experience the more than this is through Jesus. That's it. Let's get the music back on. And actually, let's go pee in the bushes. Let's go pee in the bushes. All right? We're going to go take a pee in the bushes, baby. Let's pee in the bushes. Whew, man. How much capital would someone realistically need in order to live off of trading? Making 6 to 10K a month? Well, it really does depend on your, ooh, a locust. There's a locust in this bush. It's locust season. It depends on your trading style, okay? So if you are a swing trader, you know, it depends on the market condition, but I'd say it is possible to make that with, you know, let's say $100,000. You know, I'd say that's pretty reasonable. If you are more of a day trader, could be a little bit less. For me, the way I've traded historically, and the sweet spot for me, let's say making like 4 to 6K, not 6 to 10K, making 4 to 6K in a very relaxed state would be like between $150,000 and $250,000. I'm talking about a very relaxed state. The one thing you don't want to do is put yourself in a position where you feel like you need to take a trade in order to make the money, right? If we're being very selective and very spoiled about our trades, trading my style that I like to trade, 150K to 200K a month is the sweet spot Man, you know what? It looks like my laptop's freaking out from the heat. I might have to take this into the basement gym and let this laptop cool down real quick here. You know? Crypto Crank says for scalping, $50,000 to $100,000 is the key. I mean, honestly, yeah, it's funny because he said for scalping, but I feel like that's kind of true for swing trading too, because if you get in that one good trade, you know, that one could easily make you, you know, tons of stuff. Man, I don't know what's going on right now with this this computer here. It's freaking out. Do you guys even hear what I'm saying right now? Can you guys hear what I'm saying? I ain't playing. Can you hear what I'm saying? Put a 1 in the chat if you could even hear me. Ex-civilians, is his love for humans is equal to his disdain. Yeah, humanity is really messed up. You know, that's why we need the good news of Jesus the Messiah. That's the only way to fix humanity. All right. Crypto Crank says you can use 50 to 100K with zero leverage and make 6 to 10K easily. Yeah, if you're like a really good trader, like that's the thing. Like, so if you're a spot on trader. All right, people can hear me. People can hear me. Dang, so what's up with my music? Let's see here. Let's take a look. Oh, I guess my music closed out, right, huh? What is this? This is my old stream. Let's see here. Let's go to playlists here. Let's go to the this, and let's go to this here. Yeah, here we go. This is the music I like. Oh, looks like there we go. Wait. Looks like the issue's on my end, not your end. Yeah, issues on my end, not your end. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, Bitcoin's back to dumping, baby. P on the laptop. Okay. All right. All right. $50K to $100,000 is wide range. Honestly, the only way to really know that answer is to start trading yourself and figure out what kind of a trader you are and how trading fits in your lifestyle. That's the only way to really know that answer for yourself, you know? All right. Sorry, guys, for all the craziness here. All right. Sorry for all the craziness here. Yeah, I'm so sorry for all the craziness. Yeah, Tuli Manu, I totally agree with you, my friend, actually. I 100% agree with you. But here's the thing. I have to communicate in a way that people understand. All right, my friend? So if someone asks me, would I go to heaven if? All right, what do you think is a more spiritually mature response to give that person? Should I sit there and explain, we're not really going to go to heaven. God's going to make a new earth. And this whole idea of heaven is like, you know, that's not really biblical. We're, you know, it's a physical bodily resurrection. We're going to live in a new earth and maybe we'll be able to go to heaven, but we can't really know everything perfectly. Or would I just tell them really, what are they asking? They're asking, what can I do to be saved, my friend? So what am I going to do? Am I going to talk to them about how maybe their concept of heaven might not be 100% biblical? Or am I going to share the gospel with them, bro? What would you rather do in that situation? You know what? Who cares if we go to heaven or if we go to the new earth? I don't know what's going to happen after this earth is gone. But Jesus knows what's going to happen. So I don't really care as much what people believe about what happens, where they're going to be, as much as I care about if people know the only way that they could actually get to experience that, my friend. Do you know what I'm saying, bro? You get what I'm saying? Earth is flat. Why we got so many flat earthers in the chat? You know, we got a lot of flat earthers in the chat. You know? Come on, guys. If the earth was flat, would you be able to go to the beach and see the ships go off over the curvature? You know? If you're a funded trader, you don't even need capital. That's true as well. Most importantly, if a turtle loses his shell, is he naked or homeless? Well, here's the thing. I had a pet turtle once. His name was Jonathan the Turtle. And we actually gave him, believe it or not, clothes to wear, special turtle clothes. And these special turtle clothes allowed him to be homeless yet not naked when he lost his shell. So I'd say it depends on the turtle, okay? Can I speak on the book of Enoch? Yeah, I think Enoch's a great book to read. Go read it, all right? Wow, we're dropping now. Oh my goodness. We're dropping now. What do you want to know about the book of Enoch? What do you want to know about the book of Enoch? What do you want to know about the book of Enoch? Yeah, it makes sense, right? Shout out to Augie. Happy Monday, Jay. How's the fam? How are you? And how's the farm? Everyone is great, Praise the Lord. Praise God. Praise Jesus. What can I say? Praise the Lord. I'm so thankful. I'm full of gratitude. Praise the Lord. I really am full of gratitude. What's my TP in the short? Well, the TP in the short was right here. All right, this is the TP1 in the short. Now I'm just gonna hold this in case of massive dumperoni. All right, so let's see what's gonna happen here. All right, here we go. But I'm just messing with you, Johnny Asla. Trust me, you must be new to this channel, bro. I was just joking about the ships going over the horizon thing. Yeah. All right. So let's see, where do we expect this to go next? Would be basically taking out the lows of this mini range here. So really, the next target for this short trade is going to be right here. Right? Trade the range. Next target is going to be here, but we haven't even lost the first low yet after the rejection. So really, this would be our next target here. All right, this would be our next target right down here. But man, we're getting an aggressive bounce. Oh my goodness, the bulls are back in town. The bulls are back in town. Senor, I don't think they necessarily knocked the Book of Enoch out of the canon, bro. The Book of Enoch, it was never really considered canonical in that way, okay? It was never considered on that level by the Jews. It was considered on that level by some Christians, okay? It was. But it was never widely agreed upon. But here's the thing. The concept of the biblical canon, as we think of it today, did not exist in the first century, right? It really did not exist. You had a library full of books. Nobody took a whole bunch of books together and put them in one big book, because they didn't have books like that, right? They had a whole bunch of scrolls. And so these books could be considered on different levels, right? It doesn't mean a book's not true if it's not necessarily on the same level as Moses, so to speak, right? But nobody ever took it out of, it's not like there was a canon of books and people took books out, right? It was more so, as time went on, people agreed which books should be in, right? There were 0 books in, and over time people agreed which books should be in. But nobody ever necessarily took books out, so to speak. But I don't necessarily see why it matters really one way or another. If a book is valuable to give you historical and or spiritual edification, then go ahead and read that book, right? Whether or not it's in a book full of other books or not. You know what I mean? Whether or not it's in a book full of other books or not. You know? Would Catholics beg to differ? Do Catholics believe there was a canon, an official canon that existed in the days of the apostles? Does anyone believe that? I don't know. Was there a group of books that was called the official canonical set of books? I really don't think so, Senor. Advice on homesteading. Is it better to hire a private teacher or homeschooling? I think it depends, Spicy Noodle, on the situation, because here's the thing. You know, my wife was a public school teacher for 7 years before she began to homeschool our children. And I think it really depends on a lot of things. It depends on the kids. Some kids learn better from not their parents. Some kids learn better from their parents. You could do a combination. You could do co-ops. You know, you could get together with people, like-minded people that are all homeschooling their kids. Hiring a private teacher sounds kind of expensive and probably a little unnecessary for most. But if you can swing it and you trust the teacher, here's the most important thing about homeschooling your kids. You're homeschooling your kids so that you are in control of what they are learning and the worldview that they develop, right? That's why you're doing it. And so if you're going to hire somebody else, make sure that somebody else is on the same page as you ideologically. Otherwise, what's the point? You know? You know what I'm saying? In the past cycles, we're making highs in the stock market but lows in Bitcoin. I haven't watched or traded in a good while. I can't get the hang of it. Well, James, this is a good time to get into Bitcoin because honestly, pretty soon, in my opinion, I think that we are going to see a bull market. So, you know, I could be wrong, but I'm really hoping that we do. I'm really hoping that we do, you know. You know. Any advice for energy reset, life reset, getting rid of bad energy? Yeah, I mean, first of all, put your faith in the Lord Jesus, who is God, took on humanity so that we could enter into a relationship with God. All health begins spiritually. And then after that, get your diet together, get your sleep together. I think those are some good things to do. You know, I know for me, my my diet and my lifestyle contribute very much so to my high energy. Right? I feel good. I have high energy. I'm very active. You know, I contribute it. First of all, spiritually, right? Second of all, you gotta fuel your body properly. You gotta move your body properly, right? Diet and exercise. Do I still think we make a new low? What do you mean? Like a macro low? I think it's very possible. I did give my entire outlook, you know, at the beginning of the stream where you could make the argument that the low is in based on the confirmed 2-week bullish divergence. All right. But you could also make the case that based on the 4-year cycle, we don't bottom out until October. And I would prefer another low. Yeah, I stream on a laptop. You know, I stream on a laptop. You know what? I like to keep things very like unprofessional. I don't know what else to say. I could never imagine myself on a desktop. You know, I like to be able to think that wherever I go, I could take my office with me. My trading office is literally a laptop and 2 phones, or a phone and an iPad. Like, that's my 3 monitors. All right, that's my trading setup. I like to be able to do it in the car. You know, I could do it in a box. I could do it with a Fox. I could do it here or there. I could do it anywhere. You know, I could do it anywhere. You know, Sailor sold 1,600 Bitcoin today. Really? I did not hear that. I did not hear that. You know? Shout out to Bullish on Parade in the chat. Let's see what's going to happen here. Why aren't we enjoying Cuba, Crypto Crank? That's a good question, bro. It's because it's summer, man. You know, it's summer. Don't worry, when it's cold, then I'll be back in Cuba. I'll be back in Cuba. Big shout out to Crypto Crank, guys. Make sure to go subscribe to Crypto Crank, all right? How do you control your mind? Well, honestly, prayer, fasting, and just, you know, being obsessed with seeking the Lord. That's how you got to do it. Honestly. And it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. Have I traded hype recently? No, haven't traded hype recently. I've pretty much only been trading Bitcoin, you know. Let's check out SpaceX real quick, all right? Let's check out SpaceX. Because this thing took a tumble. Let's see. Back inside the wedge. Higher, lower, lower, low, lower, low. Let's put on Market Cipher. Some bull div on the 4. Double drive. I don't know. I do think eventually SpaceX will pump. Just because it's SpaceX. But, yeah, look at that thing. I thought we were going to start to squeeze. I really do think that we are going to squeeze. I still think we can squeeze this, guys. I really do. I really think we can squeeze it. The Cubans were partying hard in Louisville the other day. Oh, some good food? Yeah, for sure. I do enjoy Cuban food so much, honestly. Do I make more money on trading or affiliates? Well, it depends on the month, right? I haven't taken very many trades certain months. January, February were red months for me in my trading. You know, if it's a red month in trading, then I make more on my everything else. Is to leverage the weak, is to control the masses. Okay. Yeah, it's probably super hot in Cuba right now. SpaceX is dead. Looks pretty dead. At some point, I feel like it's got to pump, you know? At some point, I feel like it's got to take a pump. All right, Bitcoin's taking a dump. Let's see if we can't hit the target. Come on, Bitcoin. Come and hit our target. Guys, a quick reminder, all right, BitBase giving away $500 a week. BLOFIN giving away $2,000 a week. Also, guys, I'm partnered with Klein Funding. I have a 15% discount on these accounts if you're interested. All right, and if you want to join the Casper crew, you can go to jasoncaspertrading.com, join the community where this short scalp was given in the moment. All right. Is AVAX good to buy? Look, you know, I got to be honest with you. I've got to be honest with you. I don't know. Objectively speaking, if we're going to go based on the chart, yeah. Like, if we're going to be objective, like, look at this thing. Right? Look at this thing. I mean, it's we're buying low. Objectively speaking, from the all-time high at this exact moment, we are buying at a 95% discount. If AVAX has a future, it's a good thing to buy. The question you need to answer is, does AVAX have a future? I can't answer that for you. I honestly don't know. My gut feeling is yes. My gut feeling is yes. Okay? My gut feeling is that we are going to see altcoins come back. And even if this thing doesn't make a new all-time high, I mean, even if this thing just comes back up to, like, the support resistance flip, it's a 200% gain, you know? Man, I have a bug bite on my shoulder that's acting up again. I gotta itch it with the plunger. Am I going to smoke some Cubans next time I'm Cuba? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I'll smoke some Cubans. Crypto Crank says he's passing on the vax. AVAX, that is. Have I heard of the Bible Project? I have not, but it sounds cool. I would love to check it out. So look, Crypto Crank says no. All right, Jason Casper says yes. You probably listen to Crypto Crank, all right? Do I know anything about Circle? I don't, but I hope everything's okay, because I do hold a lot of USDC. You know? Did I look at the MicroStrategy with the volume range, volume profile? Visible range volume profile. No, I didn't. Let's check out MicroStrategy with the visible range volume profile. All right, let's clear off our analysis here. Now, just to be honest, I don't plan on buying any AVAX. I hold all the AVAX I want. I hold a lot of AVAX. Like, I do. But I'm pretty much not buying any alts this time around. I'm only buying Bitcoin. Let me make that clear. I'm only buying Bitcoin. What's the visible range that we're looking at here, man? What time frame are we looking? Ooh, I mean, most of the volume is all the way down at $20. Most of the volume is down pretty low. Is that what you're looking at? We've just come back inside the global volume value area. We are bouncing from a low volume node right here. We got another low volume node at 54. That would be a nice low at 54. Another low volume node at 40. POC at 29. Can AVAX put in a lower high and make 200%? Absolutely. But he likes to... I'll take my 200% on Ether Sol, says Crypto Crank. OpenUSD is taking over Circle. Dang, should I get out of USDC? Shout out to a beer. Big shout out to a beer in the house. What does 2B market cap mean? It means 2 billion. $2 billion in the asset. Watch as Bitcoin underperforms and alts overperform. Yeah, let's see if that happens. Let's see if that happens. You know, very well could. Very well could. I'm still only buying Bitcoin. Hang on, I'm going to take off this vest. you know, you got to be careful with the weighted vest. I'll tell you one thing. The weighted vest is a secret weapon. If you guys like to eat, you know, 800 grams of carbohydrates a day and have a six-pack, the weighted vest is the ultimate weapon for achieving that reality. But I'll tell you, it's a very delicate tool, because if you overdo it, then it will impede your workout recovery. And then the next thing you know, you're missing reps. And that means you're going too hard. So I've been very careful with the weighted vest. Try not to get more than like 7,000 steps max with the weighted vest. Because right now I have a really good balance. I'm really strong in the gym. I'm hitting PRs left and right. I'm lean. I'm energetic. I feel good. I've got the balance right now. I'm in the groove. You know, praise the Lord. I'm in the groove. I'm my body. I've got the equilibrium, the energy in, the energy out, feeling good, being lean, being strong. But if I overdo it with the weighted vest, that balance is easily broken. Low carb diets always deliver. They do. They will deliver low testosterone, low energy, low strength, depression. They will absolutely deliver. High carb diets will deliver you that strength, that power, that good mood, that low cortisol, that high testosterone, that high libido, that feeling that you just feel like you're ready to take on the dang world and you're always stoked on life and ready to go get it. That's what high carbohydrates will do, you know. That's what low carb, that's what high carbs will do, baby, you know. High carbs, baby, all the way. They call me High Carb J. They call me HCJ. You know what I'm saying? No vest needed. Yeah, that's cool. Well, yeah, low calories, exactly. So the weighted vest is the trick for high calories. All right, because I'm a high calorie guy. All right, I'm eating about 5,000 calories a day right now. About 5,000 a day. About 5,100 when it all averages out. All right. On days that I don't train, it usually ends up being around 4,500. On days I do train, it can be up 5,600. All right. I just eat to satiety. I don't limit, but I track, because I want to know. I want to know, what am I eating? What am I doing? All this stuff. I track it. You know, look, I'm a trader. I'm all about information. You know, I'm all about charts. I'm all about charts. You know, I know my weight every day for the last like 7 years. I know how many calories I've eaten every day for like the last 9 years. You know, I have every single lift I've ever done in the gym for the last like 10 years. I have it all tracked. You know what I'm saying? Got it all tracked. What kind of carbs? Shout out to Nike Boy Crypto. What exchange would you use to trade from the USA between ANTARCTIC and KCEX? Definitely ANTARCTIC, because KCEX is a centralized exchange, man, and yeah, I always would, if I had to choose only one, it would be the DEX, for sure. It would be the DEX. Look, these centralized exchanges, they're good, they're convenient, they have low fees, but you never know when they go bye-bye, right? But thank you so much for the super chat, bro. I appreciate it. You know, some crazy, need many calories. Yeah, if you train hard, you need calories, yeah. Have I heard of Sue Becker's bread? Nope, I've never heard of it. What kind of carbs do I eat? I eat fruit and vegetables. I eat lots of potatoes. Lots of fruit, lots of vegetables, lots of potatoes. I eat, then on top of that, that's like those main three things, the fruits, vegetables, and potatoes. And then I will eat buckwheat, quinoa, and popcorn. Buckwheat, quinoa, and popcorn. And then if I'm going to have wheat, it has to be a real sourdough bread, preferably an einkorn sourdough, where it's just organic einkorn flour, water, and salt, fermented the old-fashioned way. And then I get carbs also from dairy. That's it. That's it. So pretty much just fruits, vegetables, potatoes, Popcorn's the only actual grain I eat. I'll eat some oatmeal too, but in general, it's buckwheat, quinoa, buckwheat and quinoa, potatoes, fruits, and vegetables. That's pretty much it. And then yeah, a little bit of maybe einkorn wheat, or some if it's regular wheat sourdough, I could eat that too. And then some oatmeal sometimes. That's about it. Those are the carbs. And then dairy has carbs. You know what I'm saying? Dairy has carbs. So, you know, Greek yogurt has carbohydrates in it. I get Greek yogurt from the local farm. Full fat Greek yogurt. Man, it tastes so dang good. I'll tell you. But it does have some sugar in it, right? Some lactose. Some lactose. You know what I'm saying? Adam Thomas, like, I don't know, man. I really don't know. So I have to talk to them about it, because, like, what the heck, honestly. What's up? Yeah, High Carb J. That's what they call me. High Carb J. No rice? No, I don't like rice at all. Rice is for skinny guys that have trouble gaining weight. Rice has like no nutrition in it. It's literally, you might as well just eat sugar. You might as well just eat sugar. I mean, it's just like carbohydrate for the sake of carb. It's for those weird hard gainers. I don't understand you hard gainers out there. All right, I'm morbidly obese. All right, I have morbidly obese genetics. I could eat forever. I'm always hungry, always. Even if I do nothing. I was super obese as like a teenager, right? Probably like 40% body fat. I'm not even kidding. I was like massive, right? Rice, what a waste. You might as well. It doesn't fill you up at all. It doesn't have any minerals, vitamins. It probably has arsenic in it. Now, don't get me wrong. I love rice. It tastes great. I love it. As a fat guy, I love rice, man. Give me some Chinese food with the sticky rice. You know what I'm saying? Put some sweet and sour sauce on it, or even just plain, the sticky rice. I love it. I love rice. But I could eat, like, you know, literally, I could eat 2 cups of dry rice in one sitting and still be hungry. Like, so nah, I don't eat rice. It's not worth it for me. It's not worth it for me. If I'm going to eat a carbohydrate, it has to have lots of micronutrients, minerals, potassium, vitamins. It's got to have fiber in it. You know what I'm saying? It's got to make me feel full. You know? I love rice. Don't get me wrong. I love rice. Love it. Especially white rice. But, you know, I don't understand hard gainers. They're like, how do you eat so many calories? It's like, how do you eat so little calories? Like, I don't get that. I don't get that. You know, people are like, oh, I was trying to bulk on 3,500 calories a day. Oh, I almost threw up after every meal. Are you kidding me? I could eat 3,500 calories in one sitting easy. I could eat 4,000 calories in one sitting. I've done it many times. Many times. I mean, if I'm going to do OMAD, 1 meal a day, I'll eat 4,500 calories in one dang meal. Easy. Easy. I like 250 grams of protein in one meal. Easy. 600 carbs in one meal. I'm not even kidding you. I'm not even kidding you guys. So yeah. My goal is to feel good, be strong, be lean, have energy. And for me, rice doesn't really fit into that. But it might fit into for you. You know what? You might be that kind of guy where you're like, I just can't eat. You know, if you just can't eat, then that's fine. Like Goku was a hard gainer, Splash Fire Films. So his trick was speed eating rice. You know what I'm saying? You know? Yes, I always take my treadmill on a leash. Oh, eggs and sardines for breakfast? Yeah, hot giggity. Yeah, typically my breakfast includes eggs and either mackerel, some kind of fatty fish. Either eggs, fatty fish, or beef, and some dairy. And then a whole bunch of fruits and vegetables. Yeah, man. You know, do I train 7 days a week? No, I don't. So honestly, for me, the best way I feel is when I train few days per week. 2 is honestly the way I feel the best. So what I do now is I'm doing 3, which is still pretty good. But Yeah, I could never train 7 days a week. I don't know how people do that. If people are honestly training 7 days a week, they're probably not really training very hard at all. I'm too driven to train 7 days a week. Rice has 0 sugar. I'm not saying rice has sugar, Robert Ortiz. Don't misunderstand me. I'm saying it's literally empty calories. It's calories for the sake of calories. It doesn't like nourish your body in any way. It's filler food. It'll keep you alive. It'll keep you alive. It won't nourish your body, is what I'm trying to say. All right, if you only ate rice, you would die. All right, if you only ate potatoes, you would survive. Because potatoes will nourish your body. They have minerals, they have fiber, they have potassium, they have vitamins. Rice has been stripped out. All the fiber stripped. Everything's just stripped out. It's just, you might as well eat sugar. Right? Sugar is just a carbohydrate with no nutritional value. Rice is a carbohydrate with no nutritional value. It'll make you gain weight if you're trying to gain weight. If you need an extra few calories, easy, rice is the way to go. Pasta, rice. You know, I could eat 2 boxes of pasta, 3 boxes, man. I'll tell you. 3 boxes of pasta. Easy. Shout out to Smith Grind, who's a carnivore. That's good. You know, if you feel good as a carnivore, then keep doing it. Are dates good for you? They're very good for your marriage. If you're married, you got to have a date with your wife at least once a month. At least, where you guys go do something special. Even if it just means you lock the bedroom door and watch something stupid on Netflix. But seriously, dates are good. Don't go into roommate mode with your wife, all right? It's not good for your marriage. And also, is the date actually good for you? Yeah, I think it's good for you. I eat dates, you know. High-fat carnivore diet is good for Smith Grind, then that's awesome, you know. That's the way to go. Whatever works for you. Yeah, two days a week full body is epic. It really is, Splashfire Films. 2 days a week full body is epic. That was in general, like ever since I actually started taking lifting weights seriously, I made most of my strength and muscle gains on 2 days a week. The most basic, you know, some kind of squat, some kind of hinge, and then usually it was chin-ups, dips, rows, and some kind of press, and then a little bit of arm fluff at the end, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, 2 days a week, you have the drive to work out big time on that. You've got that drive. All right, David is also a high-fat carnivore. We got some high-fat carnivores in the house. What's up? Yeah. My long short. Right now, I'm in a little bit of a short here. You know, right now I'm in a little bit of a short. Did a 3-day sardine fast. That's cool. I've heard of that before. I think from some people in this chat have done sardine fasts. Crypto Crow. Is this really Crypto Crow in the house? Is this really Crypto Crow? Hang on a second here. Is this really Crypto Crow? Is this the real Crypto Crow or is this the fake Crypto Crow? It says official. Is this really Crypto Crow? Crypto Crow, is that really you, bro? What's up, Crypto Crow? If that's really you, man, God bless you, bro. Thank you so much for popping in the dang stream. Honestly, I'm honored if it's really you. If it's not you, I'm still honored. I'm honored that everybody's here right now. Honestly, I'm honored that everyone's here right now. Are we gonna make with this? What are we gonna make with this trade? So look, my next target. Oh, big shout out! It really is Crypto Crow, the official. What's going on, bro? Good to see you, man. A long-time subscriber. I've been subscribed to Crypto Crow since like 2018 or something like that. Since I've been subscribed to Crypto Crow since before I had a YouTube channel. I've been subscribed to Crypto Crow since like 2017, 18 bull run. Right around that time. Right around that time, man. What's going on? Good to see you, man. So right now, here's the deal. All right, with this short trade, my next target is going to be this. Okay, my first target was this. Okay, so my first target right here, the golden pocket. All right, Fibonacci golden pocket. All right here, from the high to the 618. Boom. All right, in the Discord, these are our winners here. Let me get to my TA channel here. All right. 126. Take the scalp, and then at the golden pocket, 131. A few minutes later, quick TP. All right, we're looking for a quick scalp. Now that the quick scalp is scalped, the next target is going to be the bottom of the range. Are we going to hit it? I have no idea. Do I care? No. Why don't I care? Because I've already locked in a profit on the trade. I've already locked in a profit on the trade. If I get stopped out, I will lose. I will get stopped out with an $800 profit. Okay, so the next target is the bottom of this mini range here. Now, do I think we hit it? I have no idea. I'll be honest. I have no idea. But I would say this: the 12-minute money flow cross bullish tells me that if we do come down to this area, we're probably just going to get a liquidity grab at the low and then reverse it. Honestly, I might even look for a long trade if we come down here. Let me go ahead and set an alert here. Let me go ahead and set an alert right here. Because look at that 12-minute money flow. It's looking juicy as all get out, man. Yeah, Crypto Crow is the real OG, man. He's a real OG, man. Crypto Crow, he's been in the space since we were all in diapers, man. I'm telling you. Fruits make you fatter than rice, says Robert Ortiz. I don't think any food makes you fat, honestly. I don't think foods make you fat. I think it's all about energy balance in your body. You got to figure out what works best for you. For me, rice does not work, all right? I would get fat eating rice because I eat, like I said, I could literally eat 2 cups of dry rice, all right? That's 1,200 calories of rice, pure carbohydrate, and it would not satisfy me, all right? I would be hungry again in like half an hour, right? So I don't like rice for that reason. Fruit, I could stuff my face on. I stuff my face on fruit every single day. And guess what? Fruit fills me up. It's got water. It's got fiber. It's got micronutrients. You know, it's got potassium. It's got a whole bunch of good stuff in there. Things that your body likes. You eat a whole bunch of fruit. Do a little experiment on yourself. All right. Eat 1,000 calories of rice. See how you feel in like an hour. Eat 1,000 calories of fruit. See how you feel in an hour. You're going to notice the difference. You're going to feel way better having eaten all that fruit. You're going to be hydrated. You're going to have minerals, vitamins. You know, it's all that fiber and water. It's going to slow the blood sugar spike. So the insulin spike will be less. You're not going to have that crash after. Now, of course, I would never sit down and eat 1,000 calories of fruit without also having proteins and some healthy fats. You know what I'm saying? But I think as an energy source, fruit is the way to go. Now, again, that's just for me, all right? Like, remember, guys, I am morbidly obese, all right? I have horrible genetics for being lean. I was morbidly obese as a teenager. I was a 5'3", 185-pound fat piece of blubber, okay? Couldn't even do a push-up. Couldn't even do a push-up until I was like 16 years old, man, all right? If left to my own devices, I am a fat, weak person, all right? I'm not the kind of guy that has trouble getting his calories, so he needs a little extra rice pre-workout. I'm not the kind of guy that throws up. I could eat like 3,000 calories and go do hill sprints right after. I'm not gonna throw up. My body needs that food. I'm a fat guy, all right? So everyone's different. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dennis Marv. He says, Jay, I noticed when you take trades live, you go with larger amount and you quickly take profit before leaving. Do I always do that on scalps? Yes, if I'm scalping, that's what I do. And the last 2 trades I've taken live, that's exactly what I did. Because honestly, this market's been chopping me up lately because I've been holding these trades too dang long. But yeah, that's what I've been doing, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Crypto Crow. You guys want to know about Cardano? You know? You got to ask Crypto Crow. You know? He's the one to ask about the Cardano, right? I don't know. I still have my hopes in Cardano. Crypto Crow, should I hold my Cardano? I feel like Crypto Crow will say yes. I feel like Crypto Crow would say yes. Yes, just avoid those that identify as fat. You know, those trans fats. Yeah, avoid those trans fats, honestly. Yeah, Crypto Crank is a 100% TP kind of guy. Crypto Crank, man. I have to get back in your streams, bro. I have not been on the YouTube. I've not been watching a lot of crypto YouTube. I mean, crypto's been boring. Let's be honest. Go subscribe to Crypto Crank, guys, if not. Alright. Crypto Crank. Taking multi-million-dollar scalps.
Decides who eats.
Alright.
1 or 2%.
You know, look, it decides who eats 1 or 2%. Got the Coliseum in here. You know?
Just due to the
Let's see. He's always got a live trade in here. Yeah, look, he's got a trade on right now. Alright, this is, he must have, hang on, how much money? I can't see because of this stupid thing on here, how much money he has on the trade. He must have already taken profit on it. He must have already taken profit on it. Alright, but anyway, go subscribe to Crypto Crow if you're not subscribed. Go subscribe to Crypto Crow. Crypto Crank. Basically, here's the thing. If it starts with crypto and the next word starts with a CR, you know it's a good channel. You know it's a good channel. Alright. Crypto Crow, 150,000 subs. Alright, go subscribe. I gotta watch this. This is the video I gotta watch, honestly. I'm gonna put this in my watch later video. Let's see. How do I do that? Save to the watch later. There you go. I'm gonna watch this later, Crypto Crow. I'm gonna watch it later. The stream 2 days ago, $10 million position. That's insane, bro. That is insane. I don't think I've ever had more than 2.5 million on a position. I have never had more than 2.5 million. Rice and beans and chicken. That's true, actually. And I do love me some rice and beans and chicken. In fact, when I was in Cuba, let me tell you, all I ate was frijoles negros y arroz con pollo. All right. I know. Everyone's shocked with how good I know my Espanol. But seriously, there's nothing like some good old black beans and rice with chicken. That is probably one of my favorite meals of all time. I'm not even kidding. And I could do some damage. You know, I could do some damage. I could go to a Cuban restaurant and eat a family meal all by myself. I've done it many times. Crypto Crazy made 100K profit. Stream from 2 days ago. Let's check that out. Stream from 2 days ago. 2 days ago. There you go. Dang. All right, look at that. All right. He already took profit. He's a scalper. You can't go in. Crypto Crank, man. You know, he's a scalper. It's hard to find his trades because they're so quick. All right. He locked in 30 grand. Let's see.
Right now, a lot of bag holders.
Maybe it's right at the beginning. Maybe it's right at the end. All right. Well, it's here, guys. It's here, so right. No, it's here, right? It's here. It's hard to go back in the stream and try and find something. It really is. You know what I'm saying? Crypto crack, crypto crash. Yeah, we gotta start some channels. Crypto crack, crypto crash. Crypto Crow Official wants to shake Charles. Just give me a little shake, you know. Quit saying those things on Twitter, man. Like, what the heck, bro? Crypto Crazy. Wow, Wow, we've been live for a while. We've been live for almost 2 hours, guys. You just subscribed to Crypto Crackhead. I wonder if that's actually a channel. Let's see. Crypto Crackhead. Crypto Crackhead. Yes, Crypto Crackhead. Welcome to my channel.
Hello, I am the crypto.
All right, we'll experience this together. All right, I don't want to experience this alone. Okay, I'm a little bit scared, so you always feel better when you experience these types of things with others. Let's give it a like. Smash up the like. Smash up the subscribe. Crypto Crackhead. I wonder if there's anything to do with crypto.
Hello, I am the crypto crackhead. Warning, I am probably not safe for work or for young children's ears. I am unquestionably not a financial advisor. Research is important before investing your hard-earned money. Only spend what you can afford to lose. Welcome to my cryptocurrency-based YouTube channel. In real life, I could be a young, sexy, beautiful, gorgeous woman. A fat 35-year-old man in his mother's basement. A super advanced AI from the future, or anything in between. The adventures we will have. Subscribe and follow me on Twitter. See you in the blockchain, you wonderful human being.
Gotta leave a comment here, but you know what? I think I'm gonna unsubscribe. I think I'll unsubscribe, but I'll leave my comment. All right, I'll leave my comment. They have 1 subscriber. It must have been okay. Cool. 8 years ago. Wow. 8 years ago. Wow. 8 years ago. Sam Altman's wife. That's so funny. That's so funny. Shout out to Eddie. What's going on, Eddie? Shout out to Crypto Retro. Shout out to R Pink. Why did Moses have his face covered? You know, my answer is an answer that a lot of people probably wouldn't agree with, bro. I don't know if this is the right place to talk about it. I don't know if I want to wax that theological right now. But you know, Paul talks about it in 1 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians, I'm sorry. So I think Paul gives the reason in 2 Corinthians. You know? That's my view. People say it's because they were scared. I don't think that's what it says. You know what I'm saying? If she bought Bitcoin, she's doing good 8 years ago. Yeah, let's see where Bitcoin was 8 years ago. Where was Bitcoin 8 years ago? It's 2018. In August 2018, we were... Yeah, she's doing good. 6,500 bucks. 6,500 smackaronis and quesos. Man. Mondays are like fake moves. What do you think? Yeah, sure. I mean, every day is a fake move. I mean, guys, Bitcoin's been the same price literally since June, and really, it's been the same price since February, guys. Bitcoin's been this price since February. It's been false move 2026. We've been chopping around literally the same price, guys, since July 5th. It's been a month of literally sideways. Like, literally. It's been a month of literally sideways. You know? So. Shout out to MMMMMM Lee Bad. I forget what this stands for. I used to know. Yeah, you know what's interesting, Senor? It doesn't actually give the reason necessarily as to why he did it. Which is interesting. It just says that he did it. You know? It's very interesting. I do think there's a reason. But I don't want to dive into it here. Senor, you should definitely have a Bible channel, bro. Then we can collab on our own Bible channels. Life is but a dream. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, life is but a dream. Yeah, then we can collaborate on our Bible channels, you know? We'll have to, let's see. Billy Casper Bible channel. Yeah, check this one out here. The Billy Casper Bible channel. You know what, Senor? If you get yourself a Bible channel, we will do a collaboration. We'll do a collaboration, man. All right, we'll do a collaboration. Shout out to Johnny. God bless you, bro. He's gonna head out. You know what, guys? I think I'll head out too because we've been live for 2 hours. And yeah, God bless. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.